All right, today we're diving into a really fascinating document. It's more than just a software proposal. It's a complete blueprint for taking a small, chaotic business and turning it into a streamlined command center. Let's break down how it's designed. If you've ever run a small business or even just a side hustle, you totally get this. Your phone is blowing up with orders on WhatsApp, you're scribbling sales in a notebook, and you're basically guessing what you have in stock. This plan dives right into that chaos and asks a simple question. What if the fix wasn't some crazy expensive software, but just a really smart, simple blueprint? Okay, so before we get to the solution, let's really dig into the problem. We're talking about the daily grind, All those little manual tasks that are not only frustrating, but also stop these businesses from ever really growing. This just says it all, doesn't it? It's a whole business operation built on memory and hope. Sales are in a physical book that could easily get lost. Inventory is just a gut feeling, and checking your stock, well, you're pretty much just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. It's relatable for sure, but it's also a recipe for things to go wrong.
And this slide really breaks down that chaos into what it calls the manual toolkit. Orders aren't in a system, they're buried in dozens of WhatsApp messages. Prices are figured out on a calculator, just adding a 20% markup by hand. And proof of payment? Yeah, that's just a screenshot of a bank deposit. There's absolutely no single source of truth.
And of course, that manual toolkit has some really painful consequences. When you don't really know what you have, you get inaccurate stock records, which means you miss out on sales. Calculating by hand leads to inconsistent prices. And maybe worst of all for the business, the customer is left in the dark with no idea what's going on with their order. It's just not a good experience. So after laying out all that chaos, the proposal shifts gears to the solution. And what's so smart here is that it's not proposing some massive, overwhelming piece of technology. Instead, it's a blueprint for simplicity, a really focused, web-based system for sales and inventory. And here's the heart of it. The system is designed to be a central hub, bringing together products, sales, stock, and customer chats all into one single place. And look at the keywords here: low cost, intuitive, and mobile responsive. This is crucial. It's not for tech experts. It's designed for a business owner who's always on the move. And this is that transformation in action. We go from that messy WhatsApp back and forth to this super clean 4-step workflow. A customer can literally just send a photo of what they want. The business then generates a real quote right there in the system. The customer pays and uploads their proof of payment. And from that second on, the order is tracked clear as day all the way until it's delivered. Okay, so let's pop the hood. What's actually in this digital toolbox? This next part gets into the specific features and, just as important, what they intentionally decided to leave out. I love this slide. It is such a smart way to define what you're building. On the left, you've got everything you need: a web app that works on your phone, a way to confirm payments manually, basic reports. But look at the right. That's everything you don't need, at least not yet. No expensive native apps, no complicated payment integrations, no advanced accounting. By staying focused, the solution stays simple and affordable, which is the whole point. Here is a perfect, tiny example of that focus. Remember the manual price calculations? Gone. With this system, you just enter your cost price, and it automatically adds a 20% markup, or whatever number you want, to create the selling price. It's simple, it's instant, and it's error-free. And just like that, the guesswork is over. Every single time a sale is made, the stock level for that product updates automatically. The system will even give you a heads up when you're running low on something. The business owner finally knows exactly what they have on hand at all times. Now this right here is a total game changer for the customer experience. Instead of a customer having to constantly ask, "Hey, has my order shipped yet?" the system can automatically send a notification through something like WhatsApp at every step. Payment confirmed, order shipped, out for delivery. This builds so much trust and saves everyone a ton of time. So, how does something like this actually get built? Let's take a quick, and I promise, non-technical peek under the hood to see the thinking behind the tech choices. Okay, this might sound a little technical, but the idea behind it is so simple and powerful. Just think of it like a really, really smart library system. Normalized and duplication-free basically means that every piece of information, every customer, every product has one and only one place to live. You can't accidentally create 2 different entries for the same thing. It keeps all the data clean and totally reliable. This table breaks down the tech, but honestly, the why it was chosen column tells the real story. The front end, that's the part you see and touch, uses React to make it feel modern and work great on a phone. The back end, the engine, is built to be fast and efficient. The database, PostgreSQL, was picked because it's rock solid and free. And the notifications, they use tools like WhatsApp because that's where customers already are. Every choice serves a purpose. So, we've gone through the problem, the solution, and the tech. But let's zoom out for a second. Why does a blueprint like this actually matter in the big picture? This comparison table really nails it. You've got big systems like Square, which are great, but they often require special hardware and monthly fees. Then there's something like Zoho, which is super powerful, but honestly, it's way too complex for what these businesses need. And Excel, well, it's free, but it's so easy to make mistakes. This proposed system hits that perfect sweet spot. It's tailored, it's low cost, and its main weakness, being limited, is actually its greatest strength. It's simple on purpose. And what's really crucial here is that this isn't just some vague idea. It's a concrete, totally achievable plan laid out over 12 weeks. You can see the whole process from planning and setup to building the core features to testing and finally to launch. This blueprint is ready to be built. And that leaves us with this final thought, and this is what really gets me. This whole detailed, thoughtful plan was created for a university project. It's just such a powerful reminder that sometimes elegant solutions to really messy, everyday problems don't have to be complicated or expensive. They just need clear thinking and a simple, focused blueprint. It really makes you wonder, right? What other chaotic things in our own lives are just waiting for the right, simple plan?